The reputation that Ames has, not only is it for the quality of our product and the work that we do, but it's also safety. Our clients and other companies in our industry recognize that Ames has really a very effective safety program that works at all of our projects. Safety is perceived as a positive here. There are many companies where safety is seen as a drag on the bottom line, as a hassle for the management team to have to deal with. Here, safety is seen as a positive. People think and see safety as a good thing. We learned a long time ago that there's no money to be made when an accident occurs. As a matter of fact, it's really quite the opposite. You damage a piece of equipment or an employee gets hurt and the work basically comes to a stop. Well, one of the things that we've always done, and I think this is one of the great benefits of being a family-owned business, is that we have an inherent concern for people. And so we have programs and we have lots of things that we take pride in that we've spent a lot of time developing over the years. But at the end of the day, the real focus and our real purpose is to make sure that every single worker goes home safe. We communicate safety from the very beginning when an employee first comes to work for us. There's a very comprehensive new employee orientation program. We focus on what we have determined through our experience and time to be the most relevant issues for new employees to know. In addition, we have classroom training that we hold frequently throughout the year, all kinds of training. Probably about 50 plus off-the-shelf training programs that we've developed at Ames. The training is very interactive. We can take employees with various degrees of skill and from the very seasoned workers, which often contribute greatly to the training classes that we have, to the brand new worker who isn't familiar with the hazards. And in addition to that, we train our supervisors. We have very specific training programs for our supervisors. Newly promoted, newly hired supervisors receive training from the company. And it teaches them not only safety, but some of the skills that they will need, some of the skills that they will need as a supervisor to supervise a crew. And they don't just start the crews and then leave. They stay with them, they work with them. They're there to identify potential problems that are coming. Yeah, we have about just a little over 60 people, 60 health and safety professionals in our department at projects around the country. And the way that it's structured is we have each area or region has a regional or area safety manager. We have 7 of those, including our Canadian operations. Those area safety managers have working at various projects safety and health professionals, and so those field project safety managers report to that area safety manager, and then the area safety managers report to me. I think that good companies should always look themselves in the mirror once in a while and see how they're doing. As a matter of fact, they should do that a lot, and we have. We take a good look at where we're at, and we look at what needs to happen for improvement. How do we get from where we are to a better place? Safety leadership begins with the senior management of the company, with the owners of the company. They're the ones that set the tone, and if they're engaged, then middle management is engaged, and frontline supervisors are engaged, and then the employees are actively involved. But it starts at the top. They have to be involved, and they are. They're very actively engaged in what needs to be done here. We developed several years ago a really comprehensive and effective tool to help us identify hazards at the work site. And what it essentially is it's a daily checklist. It's a daily checklist that the foreman or the supervisor will use, and it asks the supervisor and the crew to evaluate what they're going to be doing that day, and if certain hazards exist, then they spend some additional time training on that. What's great about Ames is that we have the resources so that, for example, if a project had a need for additional safety people, or the project had a need for particular types of training or safety equipment, Ames has the resources. We can pull from other regions, we can pull from other projects to meet those increased demands, which is great to have that flexibility. Because of the good accident rates that Ames has, the good controls that we have in place, We know that every year that there are hundreds of employees that are not injured on our job sites because of the good controls that we have in place. And there's a certain amount of satisfaction that comes in knowing that we have a good, safe workplace where workers come and can go home at the end of the day. But the good news is that based on what we know, there are lots more of those kinds of employees that come to work and then leave safely at the end of the day because of what we're doing here.